Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this 40k update video with myself, 6+ Stevo. So yes, we've had the big update, and there has been a few points changes for us Orc players. Not too many, but I will cover them here just to show what has actually changed. It's a bit frustrating on the actual, when you download the updates themselves, that it lists all the new points, but it doesn't list the changes. It doesn't show what's gone up, what's gone down, and what's been tweaked. So you have to kind of to try and go through the lists, as I have done painstakingly and with great confusion in some cases. And special thanks to my good friend Kyle for assisting with these changes for the purposes of this video. Yeah, it would be great in future if GW, when they did these updates, if they could just show the changes. It's great that they show the new points, but just to show all of us whether something's gone up, whether it's gone down, just so we can focus in on what's actually changed, because the vast majority of stuff has actually stayed the same, and even what at first glance appears to have changed has actually stayed the same. But we'll get into that as we see those cases. So let's get into it. First up, we've got the good old Big Mech with custom force field. And this, of all these changes, is probably the best news for us. He has dropped from 75 points down to 60 points. So that's a 15-point drop now. He's an absolute bargain, and I would say now a strong contender against the Weird Boy for like our best HQ in our army. That's really, really good. And not only does he have these points changes, but there is also some slight changes to his rules in the way that the custom force field works. Basically what they've done is revert the custom force field rules to how they were before, the correct way. No longer does it only affect miniatures of the same clan. No longer does it give the benefit in close combat. Now, yes, that is kind of a nerf, but it makes more sense. It's just the good old custom force field that we all know and love and we're all used to. And it was very strange in Saga of the Beast when they brought out this new version of the Big Mech with KFF and made these very, very odd rules that clashed with all the other custom force fields in the codex. It was very strange. So I'm glad to see GW have seen sense on that and reverted back to the good old classic custom force field. And 15 points cheaper, man. That is an absolute steal. That is, yeah, that's really good news. So well done, GW, on that one. Next up, we've got Nob Warbikers. They've gone up. They were previously 30 points each. They're now 35 points each. So that's a 5-point increase for each biker. So not too much. I mean, they are good. I mean, they do have very good stats and stuff. And so, yeah, there's a slight tweak there. Obviously, if you've got quite a few of them, that's going to have quite an impact on your list. If you're only running a few, then it's a very minor change. However, they have moved from fast attack into elites. Now, elites is a hotly contested section of the codex. You've got your tank busters, you've got your commandos, you've got your knobs, your mega knobs. Yeah, it's a very contentious sort of area of the codex, whereas fast attack, not so much. So that could be seen as a negative by a lot of people. Next up, we've got the Pain Boy. Now, on first viewing, it appears he's gone up, because he has gone up by 55 points up to 65 points, a 10-point increase. However, his war gear is now included, whereas before you'd have had to pay for that. So actually, effectively, he's stayed the same. And then we've got the Death Dread, a very similar situation here. The Death Dread has jumped up 20 points from 55 to 75 points. However, all the war gear has dropped by 5 points. So each weapon has dropped by exactly 5 points. He has access to 4 different weapons. So once you put the 4 different weapons on him, you are saving the 20 points extra that he's costing. So he is remaining the same cost. Now, I did notice in looking at the list of the weaponry that the weaponry for the Death Dread is some of it is cheaper than that same weapon for another unit within the codex. So it looks like they've done this so that they can tweak points changes for weapons specific to a certain unit. So for example, a rocket launcher may end up costing more for a Death Dread in the future than it does for, say, a tank buster, or, you know, that's just an example from the top of my head. But it seems like they're sort of it's strange the way they've listed them. Whereas usually you just get a list of war gear at the end of all the listings, whereas now each unit's got a list of its own war gear and stuff. So it seems like they're trying to sort of tweak the points for various weapons. So a power claw may cost different for one unit than it does to another, etc., etc. So yeah, Death Dreads, again, effectively still the same. Killer Cans, they've jumped up from 45 points to 50 points. That's a 5-point increase. But it now comes with the big shooter as standard. So again, effectively the same cost. And all the other weapons have also dropped by 5 points. So yeah, no matter what you equip the Killer Cans with, you're effectively paying the same cost. So again, no change. And this pattern continues with the good old mech guns. They have jumped up by a whopping 20 points, from 20 points to 40 points now. But it comes equipped as standard with the Smasher gun. So that is already included. And all the other guns, that the weapon options that you can change it to, have dropped by, you guessed it, 20 points. So mech guns remain the same. So as you can see, what appears at first to be a fair few changes actually amounts to very little. So far, we've got a big mech that's dropped by 15 and Nob Warbikers that have gone up by 5. Everything else that I've talked about has actually stayed the same. Just the way they've listed them and the things that come equipped on them as standard, included in the points and stuff, you know, it hasn't actually changed. And that repeats with the Trukk. The Trukk jumped up from 60 points to 65 points. But it comes with the big shooter as standard now, and that is included in the price. So effectively, it is still the same. And that makes sense because they took away our rocket launcher option, so it only had the big shooter as a weapon option anyway, so it may as well be included in the price. That just makes sense. I think that just simplifies the Trukk. And then last of all, we saved the best for last. If we thought the drop in points for the big mech was good, then brace yourself for this, people. Oh, we've been waiting for this day for so long. The Stompa. The Stompa was previously an extortionate 905 points. Can you believe it? Well, GW have thrown us a bone. They have been mighty generous and they are slashing prices here. He has dropped to 900 points. Yes, people, GW have slashed 5 points off the price of the Stompa. 900 points. Wow. Thank you, GW. Your generosity knows no bounds. Dear Lord, come on, GW. Will you stop it? You just, if you're not going to do it properly, just don't bother, because it's just an insult. Look, it's a nice round figure. I suppose we can give it that. But yeah, 900 points. It's still obscenely expensive for what it is. It's ridiculous. And shaving 5 points off of it is just a massive insult. And actually, it's like spitting in the eye of all the Ork players. It really is. GW, come on, sort yourselves out. But anyway, Stompa aside, we've you know, the thing to really celebrate in this is the big mech. The big mech dropping by 15 points has given us a really, really well costed and bargain HQ. I've always said that the Weird Boy is the #1 HQ choice, the sort of auto include, but I think the big mech with KFF is now really in contention for like that #1 spot. Whether he's a better choice than a Weird Boy, I think depends on your list. But yeah, 15 points shaved off is good in anyone's book. But yeah, there you go, guys. Just a quick video just to list some of these changes for you, because I don't know how many more of you out there were looking at these points and wanted to sort of know what exactly had changed and what had stayed the same. Well, there you go, guys. That's everything anyway. At least I think it is. If there is anything I've missed, please let me know in the comments section. And yeah, give the video a like, subscribe, and all that stuff. But for now, guys, this is 6 Plus Stevo signing out.